guys! We have many requests asking us about basic lure fishing. So we're gonna do a mini series teaching you guys how to do basic luring. So do follow us for this mini series, and at the end of this episode we will be giving away a mystery prize. So do follow us until the end of this episode. Let's go! Hi everyone! As you know, lure fishing can be very fun, but I believe that some of you guys may want us to actually introduce to you how do we start lure fishing. So firstly, I'm going to talk about some basic safety, as in like what you need for your apparel. Okay, the number one thing that I will advise you to get is a cap. Okay, not only that you look good with a cap on, but actually many times injuries are caused by lures flying and hooking onto your head. So with a headgear, actually it serves as a protection for your head. Secondly, your eyes is very important. So if you're wearing glasses like me, that is fine, because sometimes when we do lure fishing, and actually when the lure will sometimes fly back towards your own direction, let's say if the fish were to throw the hooks, so you need some protection of the eyes. So if you are not wearing glasses, then perhaps it's best to invest in a pair of sunglasses. Not only you'll look cool, but it is also the best form of protection for your eyes. So that's very important. And as you know, Singapore is such a sunny weather. It has sunny weather. So the best thing that if you are fishing and then you are doing a long period of fishing, it's best to take care of your skin. Other than putting on suntan lotion, perhaps you can also, like what I like to do is to have a pair of what we call arm socks, so that I can actually put it onto my arms when I'm going out fishing. And then because it only covers up to here, so I will wear a pair of gloves to cover on this side of the hand. Alright, so it will protect the arm and hands as well. And of course, the glove itself will prevent you from getting cuts, unnecessary cuts. Alright. The other thing that I will do is to have what we call a neck garter. Famous brand is called a Buff. Okay, this one will actually protect the neck over here. So that will also prevent your back of the neck from getting sunburnt. So how about the tools that you will need for your lure fishing? Number one, I will recommend that you have a pair of scissors. The pair of scissors will allow you to cut lines, cut your leaders. So it definitely is a must-have. The other one that you should have, very important, is a pair of pliers. Of course, they are out in the market. There are pliers that comes with a scissors as well. However, it's best to have, for me, I prefer to have an individual, because number one, some of these design of the pliers that come with the scissors can be very short. So if you are dislodging the hooks from the fish mouth, if it's too close, you might get hooked by yourself. So like this particular one is what we call a 6-inch plier, is the best recommendation for your lure fishing. I also recommend you of a split ring plier, because at times you may need to change the hooks of your lures as well. So rather than try to use your finger to try to change it, that might cause danger to your fingers. It's best to have split ring pliers as well. Okay, last but not least on the tools is that it's good to invest in what we call a fish gripper, because when you want to release the fish by unhooking the hooks, rather than using your hand to hold the fish, and when the fish is thrashing around, the treble hooks might get stuck to the hand. It's better to have a fish grip the mouth of the fish, and then using a pair of pliers, you dislodge it, put it back, and then you release the fish. So in that way, it's the best form of protection for your hands when you're releasing the fish. So these are the basic tools that you will need for lure fishing. Alright. Now we come to the fishing tackle. Choosing fishing tackle can be very simple as well as it can be very complicated. But as this is just a beginner's guide for lure fishing, okay, number one, we talk about the rod. The rod comes in two different kinds of rod. When you go to the shop, The most common one that you will see is what we call a spinning. Spinning, how to identify a spinning rod from a bait casting rod is first the handle design itself, and then you will also notice the guide design, especially the first guide. Spinning first guide has a guide ring that is very far out from the rod, and the handle is in this configuration. But if you will look at the bait casting rod, you'll notice there's a trigger finger here for you to hold. Alright, and then the first guide is very small and very close to the blank. I would not recommend you for a start to use this because it takes a lot of practice and experience to start using a bait casting reel for lure fishing. So rather than that, I will focus on the spinning reel or the spinning outfit. So for the spinning outfit, as I mentioned, once you select the rod, then you must select the right fishing reel, which in this case, this is a spinning reel. Okay, spinning reel itself, as you can see, you have a handle either on this side or this side. When you rotate, this thing actually rotates itself. So it's a big difference between a spinning reel and a bait casting reel. But the rod itself comes in many ratings and length. So the common ratings that I will recommend that when you start lure fishing is 6-12 pound. 6-12 pound is something that you can throw from very light lures to medium heavy lures. So you cover a nice range of lures. Alright, of course, some of the other rating can be like 410, which is also something that is suitable. You can use that for lighter fishing, or 817 if you prefer the rod to be a little bit stronger. Okay, and the reel size comes in also many sizes. So for this kind of fishing, for the beginners fishing, I will recommend a size about maybe 2000. That will be a nice size for you to start with. They are like, you know, from very small, from 500, 1000, then there's a 2000 that I recommend, there's 2005, 3000, 4000, and so on. As the number gets bigger, usually the size of the reels gets bigger as well. So when you choose the size of the reel and the rod that you matches, the next important part is the line. The line for normal, for beginner as a lure fishing, I will choose like 6 pound, 10 pound, maybe maximum 15 pound. Okay, that will give you enough strength to handle the fish. And on the other hand is that the line is not too thick to put into the size of the reel that was just recommended. So in a way, I would say that this is a nice balanced setup for lure fishing if you are a beginner. And the line itself, what I just mentioned is the main line. And then after the main line, you will need to tie on what we call a leader. So a leader is different from the main line in the sense that the main line these days we're using what we call braided line. Alright, and then the leader itself we are using this called monofilament. It can be monofilament or fluorocarbon. Okay, and the strength that I recommend for you to start with is about 15 pound. Okay, something over here which is a 15 pound leader. So you have the main line and then you have the leader. You can actually learn how to join the main line to the leader by watching our Fish On TV video showing you how to tie the FG knot. So just click over here, alright, if you want to find that particular video. Okay, so basically you have already the setup, and then the next thing is that, okay Fred, I want to start lure fishing. There are so many lures hanging on the wall of the shop. So can you recommend some lures that I start with, that you should start with? So, okay, without further ado, I will just give you in general, like for example, number one, I will recommend what we call a surface lure. Surface lure, there is two types. One is what we call a popper, which basically got a cup lip here, and when you retrieve back the lure, it actually make a popping sound. That's why it's called popper. And then the other one is what we call a panzer, which it doesn't have a cup lip, and when you retrieve, it do more like a zigzag kind of action. So both of these are called surface lures. They are very suitable for our local fishing area. Because our local fishing area, especially when we talk about freshwater fishing, the depth is not very deep. So the fish does take surface lures. So after the surface lures, you go down a little bit in terms of the depth. Is that what I would recommend is what we call minnow or shallow divers. So minnows are shapes that is long like this, and then you will also notice that the beak is usually kind of like small, right? It's not so long. So that only allows the lure to dive at maybe 1 meter or 1.2 meter below the surface. All right, and it comes in many sizes. So most common sizes that I would recommend in our local fishing is that you can start from between 5 to maybe 8 to 9 centimeter. Alright, so because the bait fish in our area is not very big, so as a beginner, maybe this is the sizes that I would recommend you to start with. Color wise is a difficult recommendation, but normally I will go for one bright color and one natural or flashy colors. The other one that's useful that we find in local reservoir is what we call soft bait or soft plastics or soft rubber. So for this one, normally is that you need this. You buy the soft plastic, and then after that you need a pack of what we call a jig head to rig up together. And again, it comes in all shapes and sizes. So I would recommend that you choose something that is between 3 inch right down to maybe 2 inch or even slightly smaller, than about 1.5 inch. Somehow the small rubbers do produce a lot of nice results, but sometimes the bigger ones do as well produce the results. So you just have to try and error. So basically, these are the lures that I would highly recommend if you would ask me that what are the first 3 lures that I should buy. So in summary, you should buy a surface lure. It could be a popper, it could be a pencil, and then you should buy a minnow, probably between 5 to 9 centimeter, shallow diving. And last but not least, then you grab a pack of soft plastics and a jig head. The jig head itself should be ranging between as light as maybe 4.5 gram to, I would say, heaviest about 10 gram for our local grounds. So I hope all this information will be helpful for you when you start your journey as a beginner in lure fishing. Alright guys, let's start to get some action. Yes sir! Yeah! Small little pickle bass. This is caught on a jig head, rigged with a trigger X. Small little soft plastic that I was mentioning. Right? You're going to release this cute little fella, and hopefully it will grow bigger and give other anglers a better chance, better fight next time. Well guys, as long as you apply the right technique and have the right setup, you can catch a fish even if it's a small one. Well, just click like and comment. You could be one of the 3 lucky winners to win yourself a Rapala cap. Stay tuned for the next episode because we will be inviting a mysterious guest to come and fish with us. So I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.